Imagine waking up, trapped inside a coffin. But this coffin floats. Your arms, legs, and head are sticking out, exposed to the scorching sun by day, and frozen breath at night. You try to move, but you can't. You try to scream, but no one listens. And then they return, with milk and honey, not to feed you, but to ruin you from the inside out, because what comes next makes every other death in history look merciful. What if I told you there was a punishment so unimaginably cruel, so perfectly engineered to destroy the human body and soul, that it didn't just kill its victims, it unmade them? This wasn't execution, it was decomposition, while still alive. A method crafted not for justice, but for fear. This is the chilling story of Scaphism, a punishment so disturbing you won't believe it was real. Welcome to Histoveins, where we don't just tell history, we let it bleed through every word. Subscribe, because it means a lot. So, let's understand first what exactly was Scaphism. Scaphism, also known as the boats, was never meant to be a simple execution. It was a ritual of unraveling, a slow, intentional decay, performed while the victim was still breathing. The condemned was placed inside 2 wooden planks or hollowed tree trunks. Their head, arms, and legs were left outside, but the rest of their body trapped, sealed, suffocating in wood. Then began the first torment, force feeding. Gallons of milk and honey poured down their throat, not to nourish them, but to turn their body into a breeding ground. Soon the belly bloats, the bowels lose control, waste pools inside the coffin, filth seeps into the skin. But the worst part was yet to come. And then, the buzzing begins. At first, it's just a sound in the distance, a faint hum carried by the wind. But soon, it surrounds you, flies swarming your face, crawling across your lips, slipping into your nostrils and ears. You try to shake them off, but your arms are pinned. You try to scream, but your throat is dry and swollen, your voice reduced to a whisper. Then the executioners return, not with mercy, but with fresh honey. They smear it across your face, your arms, your genitals, anywhere that's still exposed. This isn't a mistake, it's intentional. They want your body to become a feast for insects. Flies come first, then ants, then wasps. They bite, they sting, they crawl into open sores. And as they feast, your flesh begins to swell, blister, and blacken. But it doesn't end there. The flies begin to lay eggs in the soft tissue around your wounds. Within hours, those eggs hatch. Tiny maggots burrow beneath your skin, chewing, writhing, nesting. You can feel them moving. Inside your cheeks, beneath your eyelids, between your fingers, you're still conscious, still fully aware. And that's the true horror. You feel everything. At this point, most would pray for death. But Scaphism isn't about death. It's about denying it. You don't know what day it is anymore. You've stopped counting. You've stopped hoping. But your heart keeps beating. One man survived this nightmare for 17 days. His name was Mithridates. He was a Persian soldier who bragged about killing a prince, something the king had claimed credit for. So to make an example of him, the king ordered Scaphism, and the execution began. For 17 days, Mithridates sat in his own filth, infested with maggots, bitten by rats, devoured by flies, stung by hornets, and kept barely alive day after day. By the time death finally arrived, there was nothing left of the man he once was. He was a hollowed corpse, a monument of terror. You see, this wasn't random cruelty. This was power. Persian power. The Achaemenid Empire was mighty. They built roads, ruled nations, and upheld law. But law means nothing without fear. Scaphism was fear made visible. A warning so raw that it could paralyze rebellion before it started. It wasn't used often. It didn't need to be. Just one case, one public execution. And suddenly, no one dared speak against the king. Scaphism wasn't created by monsters. It wasn't the invention of demons or beasts. It was created by people, by human minds, by thinkers, rulers, executioners, people like us. Someone sat down and designed this, step by step, carefully. They imagined every detail, the milk, the honey, the insects, the rot, not for justice, but to instill obedience through fear. That's what makes Scaphism worse than any execution. It wasn't chaos. It was precision cruelty. And maybe the most disturbing part, it worked. Scaphism was not just about death. It was about undoing a person. It took everything that made you human, your dignity, your body, your mind, and stripped it away, slowly, deliberately, until all that remained was a swollen, infested corpse floating on still water. Scaphism reminds us that the face of cruelty has always been human, that the most terrifying punishments weren't invented by nightmares, but by people, and that's why it still haunts us. Because history may move forward, but pain like this leaves a scar that never fully fades. The story of Scaphism may be ancient, but the darkness behind it still lives in us today. This was Histoveins, where the past speaks loudly, and sometimes it screams. If this story chilled you, moved you, or made you question what humans are truly capable of, leave a comment, subscribe, and share it with someone who thinks history is just dates and kings. Because history isn't just what happened, it's what we're still capable of.